Hello, everybody. Welcome to my channel, Film-A-Tic Pop, 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 where we discuss everything from movies, television, music, reaction videos, anything your heart desires. So grab your popcorn, candy, and drink, and let's get into this reaction video to this video I found on YouTube called I Survived a Diddy Party. And given everything that's surrounding Diddy and Baby Oil and Diddler and all of this stuff, I think, this is what we need, is this big discussion. So like I said, I have my popcorn ready. I have my drink. If you want to know what this is, it is Crystal Light for my healthy people. Get you that lemonade Crystal Light. It's really good. All right, so let's go ahead and jump right into it. All right, guys, before we jump into the video, I want to thank you for all of you who have subscribed, all 130 of you who have subscribed. I feel so blessed and I'm so grateful that you're here. Please help me on my goal to get to 1,000 subscribers. 1,000 subscribers. I would greatly appreciate it. And along the way, we're going to learn little nuggets and lessons throughout this whole thing. So just let me know what you think. Leave a comment in the comment section. And based off the first video, what would you do in that situation? If you're in a situation where you're around all of these celebrities, you want to be close to them, you want to have proximity to them, but you're starting to see some shady behavior, are you staying or are you leaving? That de jour is the question. All right, guys, so we're back with part 2. This is the I Survived a Diddy Party reaction video, and he left us on a cliffhanger, so I want to see what's going to happen. Now, quick recap if you weren't here for the previous reaction. He went to a party. It was an all-white party, hence my all-white outfit, other than the earrings, of course. And he ends up meeting a celebrity that he named a lookalike of Webster, who I believe is Kevin Hart, as well as he ran into Smaretha Franklin, or whatever he said, which is Aretha Franklin, allegedly. And he ended up getting to the second level of this party where he saw a bunch of celebrities doing nefarious behavior. Allegedly, Aretha Franklin gave him some pills which he thought was Advil or something to help his headache, when in actuality it was cocaine. He then had to go to the bathroom because it messed with his stomach. And then a group of men came in, and one said that whether he liked it or not, he was going to have to sing on his mic, if you understand what I'm saying. If I was him, I would be praying for my virgin hole. I would be fighting for my backside virginity. Like, this is just, whoo, I know this is anybody's worst nightmare at this point. So let's see what he says. Here we go.
From taking a shit, and this shit is murderous, right? And so I see I'm in the bathroom taking a shit, and this shit is murderous, right? And so I hear, so I come out the bathroom and I see who it was. Now all I'm gonna say is he's a rapper and an actor. Do with that what you will. And so he's like,
this is hard because he's saying a lot of vague things, so we don't really know specifically. So if you say he's a rapper and an actor, there's so many people we can say. 50 Cent, Will Smith, Bow Wow. So T.I. It may be T.I., okay? But yeah, like there's a lot of rappers turned actors, so that's a little bit too vague for us to really know who it is. So let's continue.
You so-and-so's artist that was about to sign with so-and-so. And he's like, man, let me hear. So I pull out the MP3 player and let him hear the song, right? And so he's like, he listens to the song for about 8 seconds. He's like, oh, I want that song. I'll buy that song right now tonight. So he's like, hey, he grabbed one of his dudes. He's like, hey, go find my money, man. He over in the atrium, tell him I'm in the bathroom, tell him to come back with the money. And so I'm like, why would he? So he grabbed him by his shoulders, bring him close to him, kiss him on his forehead, and go tell the dude to run off. And I'm like, you just let a grown man kiss you on the forehead?
I know that's right.
I'm like, where y'all niggas from? Like,
okay, so what whoever did, and who they did it to, that was a test. There is no reason that a man from the United States of America would be allowing another grown man who is not his father or brother to be kissing him on the forehead. There is no reason for it, okay? This is giving Lil Wayne and Birdman situation, okay? And that's not his daddy in that sense. So I mean, that's a way to test to see how far that person can go. So if I'm a grown man and I can kiss you on the forehead and you don't say anything as another grown man, what do you think that implies? That implies I can go further. Okay? So that person just gave them the green light to go further with him because he allowed another man to kiss him on the forehead who is not a relative. Clock it.
What was happening back there, I'm telling you, it was crazy, right? So we come out, I go out the bathroom. As soon as I come out the bathroom, dude is trying to sign me. He's standing there. He's like, hey, come here, I want to meet you something, show you some people. And so, dude to come out the bathroom, he's like, hey, I'm trying to, work some business, da da da. He's like, no, this is my artist, So they like, wait, are you? And then here come the host of the party, right? So they come in, doing all that. He do. They all, in like a circle talking, right?
It's Kevin Hart. It's Kevin Hart. I can see Kevin Hart doing that. It's him.
Now, they're in a circle talking.
Allegedly.
Like, yeah, this is my artist, da 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 da. I'm about to sign him. He like, I got a few people here. So he had another artist that was with him, the host. Now, this artist actually ended up coming out, right? And he was actually nice, had a couple hits, you know what I'm saying? What happened that night, I don't care what that nigga, I don't care what he did the rest of his career. Like, what he did that night, yeah, I ain't.
What did he do?
Let's get into it. The host is like, what I'm saying, let's go get some cigars, da 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 da. So they go over to the cigar spot. He do like, come on, you know what I'm saying? So now we in a little cigar spot. Now, it's probably only about 8 or 9 dudes in here at this point, and they hitting cigars. Now, the host in there, he capping, like, I mean, it ain't cap because it's him, you know what I'm saying? Because he probably do, all this stuff or whatnot. But he just like, I got power, I got money, I got respect. The industry is mine, you know what I'm saying? So I got Martha Stewart out there doing lines off of random niggas' chest right now. Now, I ain't see that, but I did see Martha Stewart. But, you know what I'm saying? Like, he going in, it's like,
okay, why Martha's name always is so? Some tell me Martha was busting it open and spreading it wide. All right, she was letting that thing hang out. It just seems like Martha in her heyday was heydaying. She was having a ball. She was having a blast. She was doing what she wanted to do. She was having affairs on her husband. She did not care, okay? I ain't got nothing against Martha, okay? I tell people all the time, leave Martha alone. We gonna leave Martha alone. But Martha was busting it open and spreading it wide. I'm sorry. There is no one who can convince me on this planet that Martha wasn't letting it loose. I'm just saying. I'm like, Martha, let the coochie breathe. But I digress.
that I can make anything happen. So the artist dude he was about to sign and me, we were standing next to each other and we just looked and listened to him what he was talking about, right? And so everything he was saying, the artist dude kept co-signing, kept saying like, yeah, that's what we're talking about, yeah, my man, you know what I'm saying? And also old New York shit, son. And so I'm sitting there,
Y'all, like, this is random, but, like, New Yorkers, why y'all so mean? What's up, son? What's up, son? I'm like, oh my God, good morning. Like, why are you so upset? This early in the morning. Y'all so, you like, calm down, bro. Calm down.
high off ecstasy, I'm high off coke, I got diarrhea, my stomach still,
Bro, you just going through.
like, man, I'm sweating, you know what I'm saying? I'm just sitting here because I'm like, man, I'm going to get this record deal. You know what I'm saying?
I know that's right.
In my head, I'm going to get this record deal. So then, dude, the host like, hey, you know what I'm saying? I can make anybody do anything because this life is what everybody wants, and I got the keys to the castle. You know what I'm saying? I got the control. And he like going off. And so he look at dude and he point, he like, yo, suck my man's dick right now. And I'm like, he definitely not pointing at me, my nigga. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, let me hear him talking to you. And it was the dude next to me, the artist dude that he was trying to sign. And so the dude hear him say that, and he started laughing. He like, you're so son. And And so as he's, laughing, everybody else, sort of like hitting their cigar and looking like intently. Ain't nobody laughing. Like they know, what I'm saying? They done seen this shit before. And so they quiet, they like, listening. And so they like,
Y'all, I know this is random, but can y'all see Meek Mill doing some mess like this? Cause I kind of can. It's like the way he be acting. I'm like, yeah, I could see that. Him and Drake. Yes, Drake fans. I said it. I could see him doing it. Yeah, don't fight me.
the host, he like, man, hurry up, suck this nigga's dick. Like, hurry up, come on, suck this nigga's dick. And so dude, like, real hesitant, to do it. And I'm sitting there, like, these niggas, like, listening intently. And I'm, like, appalled. I'm like, nigga, you really considering sucking this nigga's dick? Like,
Don't do it.
what's about that? You know what I'm saying? Where you from? So, so the host had, like, a personal man, like, butler type situation. So the butler started clearing people out, like, hey, sweetheart, da da da. And the butler pulls out a duffel bag full of money. And he's like, I'll give you $100,000 right now. You suck this nigga's dick right now. And so I'm like, ain't no way.
Ain't no way.
So dude, like, looking and
he ain't gonna do
it. At the bodyguard.
He ain't gonna do it. Y'all, he ain't gonna do
really
it. No, he not. No, don't you do it.
In my head, I'm like this.
Don't you do it. Don't you do it.
No, run. You can't skedaddle. So the dude, like, started walking towards the butler. Starts walking towards the bodyguard to suck his dick. And so the bodyguard started leaning back, relaxing his shoulders and shit, and started, like, poking his midsection out, like, to get his dick sucked. And so the dude, like, started taking a knee to get down to suck this nigga's dick. I'm high right now. And I'm just like, am I in Twilight Zone? Is this really happening? And so he unzipped his zipper. But listen, I know dicks come in all shapes and sizes and all kinds of, weird and amazing and craziness comes with dicks. But when I tell you this nigga had the most frightening dick I've ever seen in my life, I was, to this day, like, I sometimes, like, what the, you know what I'm saying? Because this nigga's dick traumatized me.
Oh my God, he had flashbacks of it?
Fucking baby hit. Like, it was huge. Like, and he dropped that motherfucker down and it just, like, had weight to it. It was covered in hair and veins and it was white to it too. It was like just all hair all the way down the shaft, like hair on the tip. Like, I'm not talking like a little bit of hair. I'm talking like an elephant trunk. Like, like a prehistoric elephant trunk.
Did it do it?
Ugh. And the dude was like, he got on his knees and he reached up under the shaft and he like lifted it up. As soon as he like touched it and started to lift it up, dude started getting hard. And so I'm like, nigga, you about to suck a hard prehistoric elephant trunk? No.
I'm not ready for this. My holy ears, they can't take it. Oh my God. No. Oh.
So the thing, he get closer and closer to his mouth, get closer, and he like literally got it like right there in his mouth. And then the host like, oh man, you ain't gotta suck that nigga's dick, man. You ain't gotta. No, man, we just fucking with you, nigga. We just fucking with you, nigga.
No.
And so everybody bust out laughing.
No.
Except me. So I'm like looking at the nigga like, no. It don't matter what they talk about, nigga. You can't hit rewind. You still had that nigga's dick in your hand. You was about to suck that nigga's dick. No violation. I was spent. Like Bobby came up to me on the next. He was like, man, this shit crazy, ain't it? I was like, man, I don't want this life. I don't want this life at all. If this is what happened behind.
All right. No, we gonna finish the video and then I'll get to what I want to say.
Heard no other time and y'all niggas comfortable with this, I'm cool. And so the dude, he get up off the ground and everybody like hit him on his shoulder like, oh man, that's crazy. You was about to suck that nigga's dick. And they laughing it off. They handed him some, some money, some water, And I'm like, Every time I hear this man's records to this day, I feel like, yeah, you was about to suck that nigga's dick. Baby, I can't dance to this. Listen, ain't nothing wrong if that's what you do. But to be forced to do it, not even forced, you did that for power and money. Now, people
Mm-hmm.
have done less. Don't get me wrong.
Mm-hmm.
It's niggas who done suck dicks for Happy Meals. So
You
I
ain't
get
lying.
it. But what he be rapping about, the lifestyle he had,
Mm-hmm.
no, violation. No, not I, said the king. So I
Not
turn
not I
around, I
say the
start walking
king.
out. So dude trying to sign me. He like, where you going, fam? Where you going? I'm like, fam, this ain't for me, man. This ain't for me at all. And he like, cuz, come on, dog. This, you know what I'm saying? It's just a games, you know what I'm saying?
Gang,
Man,
no,
y'all
you
be
don't
back
play
there
like
doing this
that.
shit for real, for real.
No.
He like, man, you about to walk away from all of this? You can have
Yes.
all of this. You got a record deal tonight, and
No.
you know what I'm saying? Your record deal MTV in the next month. I'm like, I got a good job. I got a family. I got a life I love. I respect my life. I can do it another way. And I walk out. Bobby come chasing me. He like, hey man, you know what I'm saying? You about to leave? I was like, yeah man. Da, 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 da. He like, man, well hey, you're never in Atlanta. Hit me up. Da, da, da. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, cool, bet. That was the first time I went to a white party. Second time, I'm just gonna tell you I got arrested. But I say all that to say this. With all the stuff that came out in the last 6 months about, that person, what y'all gotta understand is
He
there
talking
was
about
so
Diddy.
many celebrities back there that were cool with the lifestyle
Mm-hmm.
and the things he did to entertain them, the parties, and who he was as a person. I'm just gonna say it's not isolated. There's more people involved, and when you get caught, you do be the one that everybody think of. But y'all need to think of everybody when y'all think of him, because the access and the amount of people that was back there, and this is just one party. It's been hundreds. It's been thousands of them.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm just gonna leave that out there and let y'all deal with that. But that's just one of my wild and crazy stories. I'll see you in the next one.
Ooh, child. Mm. Wasn't expecting that one. Okay. There's a couple of things I want to discuss after that. I just really wasn't ready for that. The first thing that I want to discuss is the differentiation between force versus a bad decision. And I want to make that distinction really clear because I think with everything that's going on right now, the lines are being blurred between what was force versus what is a bad decision. Now, I understand that it can be a situation that turned from a bad decision to a forceful decision. And I'm going to break all of this down as I go. So, in this situation or in this case, you had a young man who wanted to be a rapper. And he was willing to get on his knees and suck an anaconda with fur for that dream. Now, when you look at it, someone saying, I will give you $100,000 if you do this. That is not force because they are giving you the option. Now, if you choose to do whatever you choose to do, and I'm not knocking if that's your choice, you cannot then go back and say, I was forced to do it because you weren't. You could have walked away. $100,000 of no money, but you would still have your dignity, honor, and every integrity all intact. You just wouldn't have the money. So I think a lot of people need to be real about what they're willing to do to get to a particular situation. And you can't backtrack and say, well, they forced me to. That young man wasn't forced. They all stopped and looked to see what he was going to do. If he was going to be that person who willfully did it. And he was willfully about to do that. Now, if it was a situation where he said no, and then they forced him to do it, saying, we're not going to let you out until you do this, or they had someone hold him down and make him do that, that is force. And I think what's happening is there is, when we're talking about this whole Diddy thing, or even industry parties, there is a lot of force going on. But there's also a lot of bad decisions where people are coming back and regretting what they're doing. I think what's sad is it's coming out about a lot of celebrities who did do some strange things for some change, and it's coming back on them. Now, I'm not for necessarily exposing people's lowest points, but I do think that there needs to be that clear distinction of force. If you willfully go into a situation and you are aware that if I do this, I am going to get this, or this will be the outcome of this, you're not being forced. That man wasn't forced. He was just about to do what he needed to do to get that record deal. I remember when I was in college and there was a professor, I couldn't stand him to this day. I couldn't stand him. But he was a pretty known director, especially, in the South. Like, if you watch Swisher House videos, if you watch Crime Mob videos, you gonna know who I'm talking about. And I remember I was taking one of his classes, and this was the only conversation that I took and thought it was actually an edifying conversation. He said that in this industry, you have to make a choice about who you want to be. Because when it comes down to it, what is your price? There are people who are willing to do a lot of things to have money, power, and prestige, or to even be in the proximity of those kind of people. So there's going to be things you see and you look the other way. There's going to be things you witness where you're like, oh my gosh, but there's going to be somebody willing to do it. So you have to be able to look at yourself in the mirror and come to terms with the decisions you've chosen to make. So when we talk about force versus bad decision, that gentleman was making a bad decision. I think when Cassie got with Diddy, she made a very bad decision. People keep saying she was a kid. She was old enough to know. This dude was beating the crap out of Kim Porter. I don't care what nobody say. You telling me she didn't see that at all in the beginning? She didn't see none. No, she didn't want to see. But eventually it turned into force to where she couldn't leave. Hence why when she had her bag trying to run from that hotel, he beat the crap out of her. So you have to think about this. What does a man profit when he gains the world but loses his soul? You have to be careful with who you involve yourself with. You have to be cognizant of the people who are around, and you have to understand, just because somebody's a celebrity, that doesn't mean they're a good person and that they have your best intention, your best interest at heart, because a lot of them don't. You got somebody saying, I got power, I can make people do whatever. They're on an ego trip. So if you have a person who at once didn't have that power and then they do, and then they have access to different things and people are falling at their feet, he literally was about to have a man, pleasure another man. And if that's what you do, that's what you do. But this was a situation where it's like, it seems like that person wasn't necessarily into that situation, but he was going to do it to be in a particular position. That's the first thing. The second thing that I need everyone to understand is that when your spirit is irritated, you need to run. See, this gentleman, he was seeing things that already was like red flags. Meaning, I get it. You see Kevin Hart, you see Aretha Franklin, you see whoever you see, Aaron Carter, you see these people. And you're like, okay, I want proximity. Remember, it goes back to wanting proximity, to be in these circles and spaces. Access. But what did these people have to do to get all this access? I think of Maya. Beautiful. Talented. I mean, just everything of a superstar. What happened to her career when she said no? And it's not that she doesn't still have a career, but she chose her integrity and honor over this. And she's fine now. Did she reach the heights we thought she was going to reach? No. But do I think she sleeps better at night? Yeah. Another one that a lot of people don't talk about is Chloe Bailey. Because I thought about this. I was like, why are they not pushing this girl? And then I thought back to when Megan Thee Stallion was in her hot girl era where she was drinking and wilding and just wilding out. And Chloe and Haley were at a party and Megan was trying to get them to drink and they refused. Something tells me that Chloe and Haley don't do what the industry wants them to do, and that's why they're not being pushed the way they need to be pushed. And it's sad because there are gatekeepers. There are people who want you to do certain things for the entertainment of these celebrities and people in power. And it's scary. But what can you live with at night? What can your soul deal with when it's just you and God? Oof. So I think people really, they need to think about that and heed that, because the industry gives but it takes. If I could be a celebrity, I would be like a Russ. You know, it took him a little bit, but he was able to achieve what he wanted to on his own. He's not owned by a label. So I think we all need to understand that there's a lot of people who are involved. Yeah, it's not just Diddy. There's a lot of people involved in this nefarious behavior, but they're going to stay silent as long as they can. So I hope you guys like my first reaction video. Oh my gosh, guys, get into this point, child. But this was my first reaction video. Please let me know what you think. I want to hear from you. I want to hear about what you feel about this whole Diddy situation, people in Hollywood, these celebrities, and be real with yourself. Would you take the money? Would you take the fame? Would you take it? All right. Remember, be blessed, have a positive attitude, smile, and I'll see you later. Why did I put 3 songs? Peace.